Senator Klobuchar.
Thank you. Good thought, Senator Finnerman. Thank you. So you guys have been sitting here so long that the Pope has been chosen.
Wow.
But we don't know who.
Congratulations,
The
Amy.
white smoke has come up.
Congratulations.
What? Oh, stop. You're welcome. Probably wouldn't work. But in any case, it was, I left for some other things, came back because I had one more question that I wanted to ask, and it's related to just the whole deepfake issue, just because Senator Blackburn and Senator Coons and Senator Tillis and I worked on this really hard, and Blackburn and Coons are in the lead of the bill. But we have recently seen deepfake videos of Al Roker promoting a cure for high blood pressure, a deepfake of Brad Pitt asking for money from a hospital bed. Sony Music has worked with platforms to remove more than 75,000 songs with unauthorized deepfakes, including voices of Harry Styles, Beyonce. I recently met, it's not just famous people, there is a Grammy-nominated artist from Minnesota, talked to him about what's going on with digital replicas. So there's a real concern, and it kind of gets at what Senator Schatz and I were talking about earlier with the news bill. But I just wanted to make you all aware of this legislation because there were some differences on this, and now we have gotten a coalition, including YouTube, supporting it, as well as the Recording Industry Association, Motion Picture Association, SAG-AFTRA. So it's a big deal, and I'm hoping it's something that you will all look at. But could you just comment, I would go to you, Mr. Smith first, about protecting people from having their likenesses replicated through AI without permission. And even if you all pledge to do it, our obvious concern is that there will maybe other companies that wouldn't. And that's why I think as we look at what these guardrails are, the protection of digital people's digital rights should be part of this. Mr. Smith.
Yeah, no, I think you're right to point to it. It has become a growing area of concern. During the presidential election last year, both campaigns, both political parties were concerned about the potential for deep fakes to be created. We worked with both campaigns and both parties to address that. We see it being used in really ways that I would call abusive, including of celebrities and the like. I think it starts with an ability to identify when something has been created by AI and is not a genuine, say, photographic or video image. And we do find that AI is much more capable at doing that than, say, the human eye and human judgment. I think it's right that there be certain guardrails, and some of these we can apply voluntarily. We've been doing that across the industry. OpenAI and Microsoft were both part of that last year. And there are certain uses that probably should be considered across the line and therefore should be unlawful. And I think that's where the kinds of initiatives that you're describing have a particularly important role to play.
And could you look at that legislation?
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Mr. Altman, just same question, same thing.
Sorry, of course we'd be happy to look at the legislation. I think this is a big issue, and it's one coming quickly. I do not believe, I think there's a few areas to attack it. You can talk about AI that generates content, platforms that distribute it, how takedowns work, how we educate society, and how we build in robustness to expect this is going to happen. I do not believe it will be possible to stop the generation of the content. I think open source, open weight models are a great thing on the whole and something we need to pursue, but it does mean that there's going to be just a lot of these models floating around that can do this. The mass distribution, I think it's possible to put some more guardrails in place, and that seems important. But I don't want to neglect the sort of societal education piece. I think with every new technology, there's almost always some sort of new scams that come. The sooner we can get people to understand these, be on the lookout for them, talk about this as a thing that's coming and then a thing that's happening, I think the better. People are very quickly understanding that content can be AI generated and building new kinds of defenses in their own minds about it. But still, if you get a call and it sounds exactly like someone you know and they're panicked and they need help, or if you see a video that is like the videos you talked about, this gets at us in a very deep psychological way. And I think we need to build societal resilience because this is coming.
It's coming, but we can, there's got to be some ways to protect
we should do
people's
everything
privacy
for sure.
rights, and you've got to have some way to either enforce it, damages, whatever. There's just not going to be any consequences.
Absolutely, we should have
Yeah.
all of that. Bad actors still don't always follow the laws, and so I think we need an additional shield or whenever we can have them. But yes, we should absolutely protect
Yeah.
that.
All right. Look forward to working with you on it. Thank you.
So I have to say, Senator Klobuchar's question about fakes and AI fakes made me feel guilty, because I did in fact tweet out an AI-generated picture of Senator Fetterman as the Pope of Greenland. So I am guilty of doing so, although it may not be a fake. It may be a real.
Hey, parody is allowed under the law. Parody is allowed. That is different than what I'm talking about. But Senator Fetterman should respond.
Yeah.